Welcome back to another podcast, the latest update, the latest podcast on my series of the coronavirus 2020 lockdown. Well, today is going to be just me. I don't have a guest, so I thought I would take this time just to reflect on the past couple of weeks and just what has been going on and just have a little bit of a recap, because really, let's face it, so much has happened in these very short weeks. I'm actually really shocked at how fast these weeks have gone. It is scary. I thought it would drag. I thought I'd be bored. I thought I'd be climbing the walls, but actually it's been quite enjoyable. It's still enjoyable. And the time is passing. It's really good. Now, a bit of good news to start today's podcast off. Our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has moved out of intensive care and has been put back onto a ward where he's been told to rest and take it easy. And I'm sure that's exactly what he will be doing. Now, in this past couple of weeks, I've spoken to quite a few different people, and there's still many more people to come as well. I've spoken to students, to teachers, to actors, singers, performers. There's been lots of different people I've spoken to and already got a lovely little collection of stories and tales and things that people have been doing. I mean, the level of support in the community is just amazing, really is amazing, and we should all be very proud, because I'm sure every single person is doing their little bit to help each other out, whether it's helping a neighbour with some shopping or helping a charity to get supplies or funds. I'm sure we are all doing our little bit, and every little bit does help. You know, one thing we've been doing as a community, it's happened 3 times now, and you know, last night truly was spectacular. We've been going out every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. to applaud for the NHS and for the key workers and the people who are fighting on the front line to battle this god-awful virus. I'm sure there'll be many more weeks to come, but I'm sure that we will still all be out there at 8 o'clock, pause for applause, showing our support, doing our bit, and making the streets come alive with the noise of our cheers and claps and banging our pots and pans around. I mean, just looking back over what has happened, we have seen some real changes in the way that we live and the way we do everything. I mean, some extreme measures, especially in supermarkets. You know, I spoke with Donna and she explained just what's been going on in the shop she works in, all the social distancing measures, just real drastic measures, but in place to protect everybody. A real change, because it is still strange to go to the shop and see a plastic screen over the checkout and things. You know, as well, we've seen landmark buildings turned into temporary hospitals and morgues and mortuaries, things like the ExCeL Centre in London, the GMX Arena in Manchester, there's one in Birmingham, there's I think one in Harrogate as well. There's all these buildings which are being used as temporary hospitals to treat the sick, and places being turned into morgues. I mean, that itself is crazy, but nobody knows what is going to happen with this virus. Nobody knows just how big of an impact it's going to have. So I guess people are being prepared. Let's just hope that it doesn't get to that point where these places are going to have to be used. It really has so far been an emotional roller coaster. There's been lots of lives lost, but as well there's been lots of lives saved as well. And I think it's very important that we focus on the people who are actually surviving this virus rather than the amount of people who we are losing, because the people who survive, they are the ones that give us the light at the end of a tunnel. And from the reports that have been coming in so far, you know, we are approaching that peak, so to speak, where hopefully very soon there will be a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's not over yet. I do still think we are a long way away. We've been given good news, we've been given bad news, we've been given all sorts. And as much bad news as we are given, we have to take positiveness from the good news and use that to put a smile back on our faces and cheer up. And don't let it get you down. Another little thing to be positive about: wildlife is returning back to nature. There's been lots of posts on social media and things about wildlife being in the street or back in the local park. How great is that? Because the streets are so quiet and there's nobody out and there's no traffic, or there's not a lot of traffic. Nature's getting back to normal. The planet's repairing itself. So that really is a massive good thing to take from this. Fair enough, we as a population are suffering, and severely suffering, with loss and illness, but the planet seems to be fixing itself. We've been predicted a heat wave for Easter, and I know we're all stuck inside, but we can still enjoy a heat wave. You know, the weather has been pretty good during this lockdown period so far. Call it typical British look, whatever you want to call it, but the weather has been nice. We've not been able to go out, but there have been some people who have been ignoring those rules and going out and spoiling it for everybody else. It isn't fair. And if people do that, then this virus is still going to be around for a long time. So it's very important that you listen to the rules and you stay inside. This coming Easter weekend, it's a holiday. And normally people would go away. I myself would normally go away, but this time I can't. So what I'm doing instead is I'm having a nice weekend at home. And I know it's the same as every other day, but you find something different to do. So we've planned to have a barbecue. You don't have to go out to enjoy the weather. You can do it from your front garden, your back garden. You don't have to go to a park with your mates. So I'm going to urge everybody to stay inside. Stay inside and save lives. That's the motto. That's what they're saying. Stay inside and save lives. And it is true. So yeah, this is only going to be a very short podcast. It was just something for me just to give a bit of a look back on what we've been through so far and where we currently are. And I think we're currently in a very good position to carry on forward. Boris is doing well. We can move forward and together we can carry on doing what we are doing, supporting each other, supporting the community, and we can get through this as one massive unit. So I'm going to say my goodbyes. I'm going to enjoy my Easter weekend. I hope everybody out there does enjoy their Easter weekend as well. I shall return next week with some more podcasts. I do have some wonderful guests lined up for next week. So keep your eyes peeled for my little face popping up on your newsfeed. Click the link, listen to the podcasts. Enjoy your Easter weekend. During this time, why don't we all take a little moment to think about and remember the ones who have lost their lives to COVID-19 and also for their families, because there are thousands of people out there who this coming Easter weekend cannot spend time with their loved one because they have lost them due to the virus. So until next week, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful Easter bank holiday weekend, and I hope you all enjoy it the best that you can. And I'm going to finish this podcast and leave you with some wonderful advice in the form of song. So listen and enjoy. Keep being careful. Keep being safe. Most importantly, keep washing those hands. But most importantly, stay inside.
The world has caught a virus, so I've written you a poem. We need your help to cure it, so stay the at home. And if you have got 12 kids or you're living on your own, lock it down and isolate and stay the at home. If you think you're not at risk here, you're living in a dome. It spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the at home. I need the gym, I need the beach, I hear you and moan. You need to grow a brain cell and stay the at home. But I feel fine, I don't feel sick. I'll go out on my own. How thick are you, you selfish? Please just stay the at home. From LA through to Berlin, from Wuhan through to Rome, there's people dying every day, so stay the at home. If you need to contact family, use Facebook, Skype, or phone. We've got the internet, so stay the at home. The only way to slow it down is isolate, not roam. Please help the world get back on track and stay the at home. Stay the at home. Stay the at home. Don't you be a please stay the at home. Stay the at home.